I'm friends with the DJ, hosted by AJ the Super Fox.
Hey, and we are back. We are on location at Heat Nightclub. And I am, of course, with a very good friend of mine, here with Gio, who I've known for several years now. And I met him initially, he was playing at a pool party, and it was just the sound, the beats, the hard music that we all live and die for. So I am here with Gio.
Hi.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, baby.
Absolutely. A long time coming. We've been talking about this for a while now.
Yeah.
And so, tell us, Gio, what made you want to become a DJ? How'd you get started? Start with that.
Okay, yeah, sure. So I used to live in Florida, right? I moved here because my parents retired. And I moved here originally to the Valley, 956. Shout out.
Yes,
and,
yes. North McAllen, thank you.
San Benito. No, I moved to the Valley, and I was in Florida. I was just such a city boy, right? And I DJ'd, Mexican music first, like cumbia, salsa, bachata, merengue, or Latin music, and then like Mexican, like quinceañeras and stuff as a hobby with family.
Right.
So I knew how to work my way around like a board, but not like some high tech stuff like now, right? And I moved to Houston because the Valley was a little bit slow paced sometimes for me, right? Nothing against that though, but love it.
But it is slow.
I go back every holiday.
Slow.
I go back every holiday. I need to see my family all the time. But I moved to Houston, and then I wandered into electric dance night, Houston Pride, and it's been like history ever since. I got into a relationship, serious with my partner now for 5 years, and he's the one that kind of pushed me to be a DJ because I was just working nonstop, day to day, just getting drunk every weekend, spending money on alcohol, really bad vicios, necio, and
we've all been there. We've all done that.
Still there. No, but
same.
Just got a board for me and started DJing in my house, my kitchen, literally my kitchen.
Yeah.
And then started making some really good friends, and then I came to San Antonio for a dance night here too, and I met Rudy and Jesse, and they really were the ones that kind of like gave me a good push, and I DJ'd for Rudy's birthday weekend, his huge weekend every year, right? And it was at his pool party. And that's where I met you. That's where I met you the first time.
It was the pink party.
Yeah. And I remember you were just dancing the whole. You was living, baby. Just living.
You did it. You did it. You made me. I couldn't stop.
I was like, ooh. It was my first time really DJing at a pool party, so I didn't know much, right? So I'm just like, I'm just giving what I know and what I like, and very organic, just me, Mexican, obviously.
Yeah.
And I kind of stay true to what I like, and obviously evolving with the times, and just being, always like super fangirl to all the DJs that I meet. Like, I love exploring all kinds of music and just like listening to everyone's set. Cause like if you're up there, I feel like the artist, you earn your spot. So like regardless of what you're playing, like that's your moment. And like I love like just getting to experience everybody's moment. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like being in that crowd. Cause I'm a party girl before I'm a DJ.
Right.
And like I always remember that.
Right.
Always that. Oh, party boy.
Right.
All inclusive.
Right.
He, him, her.
Right.
Yeah.
A party they.
Yeah, they. Yes. Them, baby. Them.
Yes, a party them, exactly. No, you're so young and so talented, and you produce a lot of your own stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, tell me, like, how do you find that inspiration? Like, what creates that? Like,
so like, to be honest with you, a lot of the music that I make nowadays, currently, right, is music that stems from when I was a little kid. So I grew up in a very conservative, predominantly American area. I was like one of 10 Hispanic boys in my elementary school, right? So I was always, I don't want to say segregated because at that time I didn't know like, what that was. But I was always like, put in like special ed classes because of my English, right? Spanish is my first language. So like the only thing I really knew was just music. Because, when you're in class, in those classes, they take your time working on stuff.
Right.
So the teacher would let us listen to music all the time. And she would play like her radio and it was just like, classic like Mariah Carey, Nelly Furtado, like your big Britney Spears, 90s, Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
I grew up on that, like I'm very like one of those. So like that music always kind of stuck with me. And now that I'm learning and like I've been lucky enough to meet people that have kind of guided me in that path to be organic and like bring back what really like fuels you as a person.
Right.
So like girl, like I'm bringing back like Danny Kane Damage. You know what I mean? Like
Big.
Britney Spears,
Yes.
She's a lucky. Like there's music that I just remember like coming home from school like on the bus and just listening to it like my little game music and everybody else is listening to hardcore like SPM and like rap, And I love that music too. Trust me, like I get down. But like just those songs, those like really really like girly pop songs, they resonate with me as a person. So like if I can bring that like to the scene now, which I'm doing, I'm creating this like very beautiful genre of music. I call it techno cha-cha, right? Because I don't like saying guaracha, I don't like saying like circuit, because it's a circuit in general, but it's like a subgenre within the brand, right?
Right.
So like I really want to, like for example, Mark is DJing tonight, fucking amazing, hands down. One of my mentors, instructors, I love him so much. I feel like originated Tribalacha, right?
Yeah.
So that's like his signature. So like, I'm creating mine and like I'm building my own and producing my own, right?
Yeah.
And I call it techno cha-cha because it's a very like different twist. It's very like heavy and you could get dark, but like the lyrics are very lively and up there. So
Right.
you're gonna hear my shit. It's gonna be like some very like progressive like music that you'll always like hear on the radio. Be like, oh my god, like not this song. You know what I mean? And you just like sing your heart out to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
And that's one thing that just like when I first heard you, I felt, you know what I mean? I love music and I love moving, I love dancing, I love that hard sound that you just always, it's, it's unique to you because that's one thing that you're known for. You know what I mean? And it's, when it's one of your tracks or one of your, like you're playing or it's like, it's very unique to you and it's amazing.
Yeah.
You're really doing it.
I pride myself in that honestly because, nowadays it's very easy to kind of like follow the norms and just kind of like, to be accepted, I want to say, play what, the big brands are telling you to play or,
Right.
You go somewhere, we need this and that. And obviously you're going to cater to the party because they hired you for a reason, right?
Right.
So, being professional and knowing that, being professional and, knowing when to adapt, but still making it your own. So like, that's why I love experience everyone's sound because that's how you learn, you grow. And but I've always been very big about staying true to like what I like.
Right.
And
But also evolve.
Exactly.
And grow, but still be you.
Exactly. 100%.
That's awesome. And so from that pink party for Rudy's birthday to today, what have you experienced? What have you gone through? Tell me about some of the major names that you've met, that you've just like gotten to play with, and tell me about that. Tell me about your journey.
So it's crazy because like one person that I always like to this day still can't believe that like knows who I am even, right? Is Nina Flowers. Like Nina is such an inspiration to me and like I just value him as a person like so much because his story is like that Cinderella story, right? Like I was like, it was such a young, I was in elementary school, I think, when like I saw him on TV, right?
Drag Race.
And I didn't even know anything about, like I just knew that I resonated with Drag Race. So I'm like, well, I was a different boy, right? And I like it was the only Latino pretty much that I recognized, right?
Right.
So like I started going to the clubs in Ybor City with Tampa. And like I saw him when I doing a drag show. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Nina Flowers from RuPaul's Drag Race at Liquid Tampa. It was like, it's closed down now, right? But I saw him doing a drag show, so like I just remember like I'm like, oh my God, I'm from TV, no freaking way. So I saw him at like other clubs there, and over the years, and then went to university, so studying fell off a little bit from going out, and then here in Texas, I ended up going to an event in Dallas, and Nina was playing. So I thought Nina was gonna do a drag show. I had no idea that he DJ'd.
Yeah.
No idea. So I remember like seeing him on stage, and I was like fully beat, drag, giving us fucking hand down boot, everything. And I just never heard that style of music, and I was like, oh my god, like this is beautiful, So I resonated with that. And like every time that Nina was playing anywhere that I could go to, I would. Like I've seen Nina in Atlanta Pride, I've seen Nina in Purple Party, Dallas, Florida, Miami, LPN. I've been honored enough to say that I shared the stage with Nina a few times, and like I consider him one of my mentors, and I can say that he's a colleague of mine now, and like a very dear, close friend of me. And that always is there whenever like this is literally one of the boys to me, you know what I mean? And like he's been always somebody that I can take to this day, like I truly admire, and I always fangirl for, because that's like he's as humble as they come,
Yeah.
It's just like
yes, the most humble,
yes,
down to earth.
Yeah.
I remember I went to an event in Dallas, Daddyland.
Yeah.
And she was one of the like final
Yes.
for that night closing, and she's a presence.
Yeah.
Behind the decks and in full drag, everything.
Baby, that is a commitment right there.
That is insane.
I think about the shirt I'm gonna wear. I'm like, fuck.
But no, like from start to finish.
Yeah.
And then I go to an after party with the Bear House Boys, and Jorge Flores comes in.
Yes. Oh.
And is just like smiling and just so, and I'm like, is that Nina Flowers? Because she took everything off.
Yeah.
And it was Jorge, and it was like, and just open arms and hugged you. Like,
Dude.
it was so humble.
Like Jorge's just like, I can't tell you, like I remember after his gig that night, I went up to him and I told him, I was like, can I tell you something? I'm like, you don't know me, but like I remember you from XYZ day. So I sat with him and we had a moment, right? And I told him about like who I am, and like at that time I still wasn't DJing yet. I hadn't become a DJ yet. So I told him, I said, I want to be a DJ, and I think like I'm gonna do it, but it's funny to know like you're one of the reasons why I want to do it. So like every time that he ever saw me again on the dance floor, like it's always like, my baby, mi changuito, he calls me, right? And full circle moment, like to this day, being able to be on the same lineup as So I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of great people in the industry. I worked with Denver Max, Houston,
right?
Marty and Mike at the time, and then Mike created his own brand, Evolution.
Right, Evolution.
Ventured out, and I DJ'd for Mike for quite a bit. Headlined with him. Went to Arena,
right?
In Puerto Vallarta, or no, that's Cancun, right?
Cancun.
Playa del Carmen.
Yeah.
So I did Arena with him, like insane. I was a headliner for one of the after parties and one of the main nights. Very, very great experience, and I respect Mike so much, and I still see him locally around and about in Houston. I have a full-time job, right? So I'm an insurance agent, so I do property and casualty insurance full-time.
Yeah.
I've been doing
that.
You have
a 9 to 5.
Exactly, girl.
Right.
About 12, 13 years doing that, right?
Wow.
So I have my tenure, and I have a really, really great a career with that, and I value my job. So
of course,
I'm always gonna keep that professional side of my life.
You got to make your money to have your fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And DJing, it's a hard start.
It's exactly, yes.
To not have, you can't live off of that beginning.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, I've had the opportunity to offers where people will come to me and tell me work with me, I'll manage you, I'll run you off, or take you off, or full time, right? But I just for a moment, there was a point in time where I would be at home 2 times a month, right? And luckily I can work remotely, right?
Right.
But working at a hotel and eating being away from my partner,
right?
That is just, and my family is just so hard for me sometimes.
Yeah.
My mom's been ill the last few years.
Right.
For people that don't know,
I'll
be a little absent sometimes because dealing, she's recovering from a liver transplant. And it's been very hard. Nobody knows any of this. It's just very I've shared it with some friends, but I always want to keep that. I worked so hard. My parents pick tomatoes for their whole life. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know what it is to work hard for $1.
Right. Humble beginnings.
So I will always cherish that work ethic that I learned from them, and DJing is always a hobby. I'm so grateful that I don't need to eat from this lifestyle because they can be they can consume you. You know? And it's like I've been there. Like you know, luckily enough, I have some like my spouse, my partners, pulled me out of these holes. You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful for him and like my friends. You know, like Rudy, Jesse, Mike Oz. You know, so many. I can't even tell you like. But I just feel like my work ethic and just being true and humble about where I come from and what I play and what I can bring and give has landed me like some very amazing opportunities like Houston Pride. You know, full disclaimer, 2026 Houston Pride DJ, right?
Right.
So I'm one of their headlining DJs for Houston Pride.
Amazing.
I'm gonna be on the main parade stage. I'm gonna have my own set.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's huge.
So big for me, you know, like Houston Pride reached out to me, right?
That's huge.
And it's just like, I'm gonna be in the parade, I'm gonna have my own little flow, and I'm gonna be playing my cha-cha.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna have sexy boys in bikinis, baby.
Oh my God.
So it's gonna be very exciting, and I'm gonna bring a big group of friends with me on stage, on the float. I just want them to shake ass, you know, and I want to shake ass too, you know?
Right.
But, so, you know, gonna do that, and I've done Purple Party twice. You know, did Purple Party my first year DJing. It was amazing. I've worked at Reload in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
That's Marcos.
Yeah,
We're dancing to Marcos right now.
Yeah. Reload LA, amazing time. Alexander, miss you. LPN, like I have a residency at LPN in Miami. That's like my second home over there.
Wow.
La Puta Nota, like, you know, Ryan and Danny have been like amazing to me. And they really see the value that I have in the music that I play. And they like, you know I know I can always like count on them. They're such sweethearts. The Miami crowd is amazing. Those boys have a special place in my heart. And, you know, Georgia, I've worked with Curtis. Went to LTO Pride one year and then another year for New Year's. That same New Year's, literally New Year's Day, right? Midnight, DJ'd there. I hopped on a plane at like 6 in the morning, as soon as I got off the decks. And then I landed in Miami at like 10 a.m. And I DJ'd in Miami, closed it out with Vicky, back to back. Same day, baby. Like for like 6 hours.
Oh,
it was fucking insane.
God.
And okay, I can't forget about my girl Vicky. Like Vicky Cuba is like that is my mama. That's my soul sister. That's my second ass cheek.
That's right.
That's
right.
She's the one that first place I DJ'd in front of people was in her apartment. Everybody knows Vicky's, you know, her kikis are the best. So I really feel like I got to know myself with her and really paved the way for me in general.
Yeah.
And like, I can't give her enough grace. Like, Vicky's
amazing.
She's my dear friend and like, just love what she does and I value her.
Your sister.
Oh, you know, mama, te amo demasiado. But no, yeah, she's the best. Trust me, Vicky is like, my friend, such a sweet, such authentic human, you know? And like, she's so true about who she is. I just like respect her so much and like, don't give a shit what anyone says. And like, I just what I admire about her, you know? Like, she really is like the definition of like an artist, like from toe to all the way up to the sky. Like, she's like hands down, like such a hard worker. She puts in the time and she's respectful, like, you know,
and she loves music, and she loves to dance, and she loves, because I remember at that Daddy Land that I went to, she was there with her whistle, blowing like.
Man, I picture that whistle still to this day, baby. Everywhere we go, that whistle, bitch. Still, she's me and her front row. You know what I mean? We don't leave that front row, front pit. Sweating, dying, won't leave that front row. I'm pull that girl, homie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Vicky's amazing,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
of course,
and
yeah.
so through your transition of experiencing all those amazing opportunities.
Oh, like, okay, one thing I forgot. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
no.
Luxuria, Chicago.
Yes.
Market days.
Yes.
Oh my God. So
With Mark, no?
yes. Yeah, of course. So Mark DJ'd both weekends. Both times I've been there, he was DJing. So, well, the first year I went as a party goer, right?
Right.
I had DJ with Luxuria there afterwards. Amazing experience. Love them. Dinora, Jamie, you guys are the fucking best. Like I'm telling you, like love them so much. Amazing experience. They were like to the T so professional. Like that was a real put together. Like that was like one of my first real put together experiences.
That's
man.
what I keep on hearing. They really know how to put on a party
Yes,
with
baby.
the dancers and the coordination and with
they got food.
the theme.
Girl, they got finger food for everyone. Like
Well, who eats at the parties? But
yeah. Girl, like they have breakfast sandwiches. Like what the fuck?
I love it.
Amazing. Like it was hands down like beautifully put together. I love me a good production. I love me a good production.
Right.
You know? They can do that. It's amazing. And I was fortunate enough to like headline during Market Days weekend for them the next year.
That's huge.
Like, I still to this day can't believe it. With Ali Alanis, like
Ade. I mean,
Yeah.
we love Ade fucking Alanis.
That
She's
is-
amazing, good, humble person again.
yes,
And that's one thing about all the DJs I've met that I've
Oh,
gotten
yeah.
acquainted with, thanks to Rudy and Jesse.
Yeah.
They're so humble
Yeah,
and
yeah.
real.
Yes,
When
yes.
they could be
Exactly.
Big-
Oh, baby, I met some, baby. I'm not. I mean, should I say? No.
I'm like, well, like, woo.
Ask me, girl. No. I mean,
Right,
yeah.
right.
I feel like now, like, I'm literally in this world, like, I feel like just because I didn't have the experience, like, I've literally been taken advantage of in so many different ways, and like, I didn't understand the value of what I have and bring, like the essence of like who you are. People come and they pay money for an experience,
Right.
So I take my job so serious,
Right.
like down to where I study the equipment I'm gonna work with months before. I do my due diligence, you know what I mean? So like, I want to give the crowd like, I want them to remember and
experience.
come
Right,
back, right?
right.
It's an experience. So like, I
Right.
take my job so serious, and like now I kind of like learned how to work with the curveball a little bit, getting better, right? I'm human, make mistakes, right?
Right.
But every experience, whether it's been good or bad, it's a learning ball for me. So like, I'm very grateful for the good and the bad. But like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm gonna come back harder. You know what I mean?
Right.
But always respectful, never disrespectful. And
That's important.
Sometimes being quiet speaks. No, sometimes your silence speaks louder. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm gonna let the success of the music sound like speak for itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Of course, and every experience is just something that I value. Always.
Right.
So, yeah.
And through those hard times that you experience, you have to rise above that, right?
Exactly.
So, because I've noticed you were everywhere for a little bit, and then you kind of like disappeared for a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that? Like, what happened?
Yeah, sure. So, music for me is like the way to express myself. Like I may
Right.
not. Oh, sorry. Very good. I may not speak. Like a lot of people don't know me like on this personal level, right?
Right.
Like to this day, like I talk to people, and when I get to know more, like I go into the crowd and start talking to people, right? And I talk to them, I'm like, I have to go to work tomorrow morning. I gotta take a plane flight tonight, right? And people are like so shocked, like, oh my god, you have a job? Like,
Right.
maybe yes, like of course I have a job. Like this is just a hobby for fun, and like I'm so blessed to be able to do this for you guys, And like I transitioned from within the same company but different offices. So
Right.
I went through a really negative experience with a prior place that I used to be employed with. It was a very hard time, and I work in insurance sales, so like it takes like months to really get up your commissions, right?
Right.
Because we got to make sure the policies stay in force, and like if things get canceled, you don't get paid for it. So it takes time.
Right.
So things need to grow to a point of like longevity, and then that's when you can get your payout. So
Right.
I went from one place to another. Like it took me a couple months to get on my feet. So obviously home mortgage, car notes, my
Right.
mom's and medical bills, full circle moment, and
The bills don't stop.
they don't stop, baby. The world keeps spinning, so you gotta. It took me a little while to get my feet on the ground, and obviously, the investment into DJ, producing music, working with producers, getting collabs done, down to I make money from it, but sometimes you break even, and people don't see that side,
Right.
Negotiating with promoters is very, very difficult sometimes,
Right.
and not in a bad way, but they have their expenses and budgets as well, so
Right.
you have to see it for them.
Right.
I know that they're not being stingy. They dead ass have a budget. They pay for production. They pay for balloons.
Right. Everything costs money.
Costume,
The production
the
costs.
venue, maybe down to the
Right.
electricity bill.
Right.
the water. It all costs money. So I'm conscious of that, but I also know my value, and I know that I'm not gonna sell myself for anything less than my name that it is now. So
Right.
because at the end of the day, yes, I love doing it, but it's something that I do for fun. So that's why I hold the value to it.
Right.
But there was I don't want to say right after Christmas time. It was full circle. I just had some negative experiences in the industry, and really learned that my essence, and what I can offer as an artist, right, wasn't
Right.
being valued. So I just decided to, I don't want to say shut the doors, but just really focus on that professional career that I built as
Insurance, right.
corporate America, right?
Right.
'Cause that is something that I'm okay, DJing is for fun. Remember that. Take a second, get on your focus on your normal job, make your money, and then when you're ready, come back. And baby, thankful this month, I'm booked every weekend. The summer's gonna be very busy. Luckily, I've been able to hire a marketing team. Working on my own brand, and I have a lot of great deals in the work.
That's amazing.
A lot of great parties that I'm collabing with. Gonna go on tour soon. I'm gonna launch all the information, and it's just it's amazing because I'm gonna go overseas. It's gonna be great. Can't say too much right now, but
Right, no.
yeah,
Love
no,
the word, but you heard it here first.
here first, baby. She's gonna travel more, and I'm just grateful enough to be able to take me and what I do other places and just share
Right.
it with people. And it's full circle because I just learned that I was shutting myself in this after hours main area, right? I was being told this is what you are. Don't try to do anything else because if you do something else, it's gonna be too hard for you to transition into a different sound, right? So obviously I didn't really not by anybody in specific, just in general by
Right.
the ambiance, different parties and different brands, different crowds, I was always kind of projected as this only after hours heavy no lyric DJ, right? And
Then how are you supposed to evolve and
exactly.
be different?
And
You can't be stuck in one thing.
I just didn't have the experience to know that you can send your sets to promoters. You can send messages. Hey, how are you? I didn't know that. I really it sounds so ignorant of me, right? But
you're a baby. You were new to
I
it.
swear to God, I didn't know about obviously my SoundCloud and stuff. Now I know more. It sounds so ignorant to me, but I just didn't have the insight. I just thought if somebody wanted your music, they would book you, right? They would
Right.
call looking for you. And I've been grateful enough to say that majority of the gigs that I've gotten, almost 99% of them have been because they have reached out to me, and obviously recommendations from my colleagues, friends, right?
Right.
And which I'm so grateful for. But now because I've made the outreach, right? I have a lot more opportunities, right? And I learn more. So because of these other opportunities, I'm grateful enough to say that I'm being able to build my own party that it's not going to be something that I do regularly, right? Obviously my job and stuff,
Right.
but it's going to be something that I do more so a couple times a year. I want to make it that, oh my God, we're going to go back that. This was fucking amazing. It was beautiful. I'm actually going to DJ for Houston Pride Weekend, right?
Right.
So the Varsity is one of the newer clubs that was remodeled in Montrose.
Okay.
So Friday night, heard it here. I'm gonna DJ. I'm gonna have the headlining time, prime time. at Varsity. Filling in for my girl Araceli. She's gonna be in Gay Days Orlando. DJ Araceli. So I'm gonna be at Varsity that Friday of Pride Houston weekend, whole night, all Geo.
Wow.
So y'all gonna have me all night, baby.
Wow.
And so that same weekend is gonna be Saturday's gonna be parade and whatnot. So yeah, she's gonna get busy. She's gonna get real busy.
That's exciting. You know, I mean, the growth that you're doing is just, you know, I'm so proud of you, honestly. I mean, from the pool party to where you're at now is huge. That's so huge. And I wouldn't expect anything less because I saw the talent. Initially, I know what you were bringing. I already thought you were someone done. You know what I mean? You were, but you know, I thought you were already like someone who's been, you know, traveling, doing all this. So it's. I'm so excited to see where you're going.
Thank you, baby.
You know, it's very cool to hear that, and so nice. And you know, I'm proud of all my friends to see them succeed.
No.
You know, it's great.
Yeah.
You know, and hearing you say that sometimes through the industry you get some of those bad energies and misdirection to try and squash you. That's gonna happen to anyone and everyone.
Yeah.
So
in every career.
In every career.
Yeah. In every situation, every scenario, in every like, and I've been so blessed since like my dad is like such a giving hard worker, you know.
Right.
So like he would give people the food, you know what I mean, before he ate.
Right.
So that I've learned to be that way. So like, I feel like that's what's gotten me where I am, right? And like, you know, oh, I forgot to mention about Antonio from New York, Sedeno. Amazing, love him. He got me like a gig at New York Pride. Sorry, I just thought of him right now. Love you, Bobby. Miss you.
We love Antonio. We love New York Pride. Yes.
So, but no, yeah. So going back to what we were saying here about just, I don't know. It's full circle for me. Like it's to this day, like when I meet the boys like in Miami or like everywhere I've traveled, right? Oh my God, Geovanni Pacheco. I'm like, girl, like, who's that? Like, what? Like, I ain't shit. You know?
You were.
Like, I mean, I just like
see how humble you are?
Like, it's just
beautiful.
so weird. It's so weird for me to hear people say, like, dude, like, you're like big, you're a thing, you know? Like, it's so weird, you know? Like, other DJs, like, my friends, like, baby, like, you're intimidating. I'm like, girl, what? It's the cha-cha. Like, what? Like, macaroni. Like it's so weird for me to hear that. Like I still to this day can't hear like I can't say like I have fans. You know what I mean?
You have fans.
It's so weird.
I'm a fan.
Like I'm a fan too. Girl, like I remember when I saw your podcast like before you did the episode with Rudy and Jesse, right?
Right.
Like I remember like, oh my God, that's so fucking badass, right? I've seen like a few podcasts like before.
Yeah.
And like it's enjoyable to just like listen and just like hear people's perspective about shit. Like
right.
stuff, like things, right? Topics,
right.
Hot topic. And like I've had a couple other, you know, people reach out to me like about a podcast, right? Like 2 other occasions. And I hadn't talked to you about it yet, right? But in my mind, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna wait for AJ. Like I know that.
Thank you so much.
I know that moment's
you
gonna
better.
come. Yeah, she better. No. I was like, no. In my mind, I was like way before, like probably a year ago, right?
Yeah.
And then like maybe 6 months ago too. I was like, no, I'm gonna wait for AJ. Like I know, either I'm gonna reach out to him or he's gonna reach out to me eventually.
That's right.
When we meet, I'm gonna be like, girl, what are we gonna do about it?
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Yes.
Beautiful. No.
You know, I mean, thank you so much for saying that. Thank you, and you know, I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you.
And we need to go dance to Marcos.
Yes, we're gonna go
before
shake
we
our ass.
better shake our asses.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna have you back, and we're gonna talk. We'll do like an after hours tea time.
Oh yes, after hours tea.
That's right. But again, where can everyone find you? What are your social media?
So you can look at me on Instagram at DJ Geovanni Pacheco or just Geovanni Pacheco. SoundCloud is the same. Facebook Geovanni Pacheco, and I have a link I'm gonna post here soon. And I'm gonna actually start doing videos on YouTube, documenting like my experiences, like my sets. I have like a marketing crew that I'm working with, a videographer, photographer, and I have
that's some legit shit right there.
I literally have like a social media person, a designer, and it's a whole team I'm building, right? And I'm just so blessed to say like these people are like legit. They have experience. They've worked with the big names. So like they're really putting myself in the right direction, just to like you know, make it all worthwhile for me, and like give it back to everyone, you know, like back to the boys, because I'm one of the boys, I'm one of y'all. So like I know what it is to want to go to a good party, dance to some good music. So like I do it all for you guys, you know.
We love Rudy and Jesse, and they've been so good, and
love them so much.
And I love you so much. Thank you so much for joining me.
Of course,
and you hear it right here, guys. Thank you so much for joining another episode of I'm Friends with the DJ. And why am I friends with the DJ? Because life is more fun when you're friends with the DJ.
More fun to some good music, baby.
Bye, guys. We're gonna go dance. Bye.
Thanks for having me, baby. I love you.
Of course. Love you. Bye, babe. Love you.
Bye.
Love you.